Good evening, this is vk3sl and welcome to the evening missions. Well, here we are again, another Friday night in the endless cycle, and we look forward to sampling some nostalgia to keep the airwaves warm. And we will be doing our usual thing around about midnight. I'm looking forward to ushering Frank vk3sl into the fold, and we'll have our usual chat around about midnight, and at which time we'll probably be QSY to UHF. So there's a bit of a plan there to move these higher band missions to UHF, but we'll start on VHF for the time being, and then we'll give you the info in due course. Okay, folks, well, we'll start, as per usual, with a recording from the 1920s. Another of the 6 Jumping Jacks, aka Harry Reza and his band, who recorded for just about every single label with a different pseudonym. In this case, for Brunswick, using the famed or infamous light beam process.
That lady I see. Never say seen, that's her now. I take pleasure in announcing that's her now. Yes, sir, I'm set now. Got a lucky break somehow. I take pleasure in announcing that's her now. If I act cuckoo, I've got good reason to be. Just take a look who has gone and tumbled for me. It won't be long now, gonna take that certain vow. I take pleasure in announcing that's her now.
Jumping Jacks 78 from the late 1920s on a Brunswick, and heralding another missions. So just a reminder that we probably will QSY to UHF later on around about midnight, and at that time we'll also instigate Zoom and bring in Frank, so we'll have a theme which we'll unpack at the threshold. Okay, well, sampling 78s, that's the name of the game here. We sort of exploit the collection and explore other things far and wide to just, I don't know, add dimension, do something to keep me occupied. It does invigorate me, I have to say. I've sort of lived with these records for a long time, and they sort of, I don't know, do something for me. Another one, and this is an old Coles Embassy disc from similar period to the last record, late 1920s, and it happens to be Frank Doyle and his Marigold Orchestra, and a very prescient tune for these times. It's a tune called Just Another Day, Wasted Away. This is to lean over there. This is vk3sl testing.
Just another day wasted away, walking and waiting. Just another day wasted away, filled with gloom. All day all alone, hoping you would know, but you never called me. Driving miles around, pacing up and down, round my room. Just another night, nothing in sight, nothing but grieving. When I go to sleep, memories will freeze, making me blue. And when the break of dawn I see what it's gonna mean to me. Just another day wasted away, waiting for you.
Carbon mic compressed sound. It was Frank Doyle and his Marigold Orchestra on a Coles Electron record. I do like that, the way they used scientific nomenclature on their labels back then. And yes, that's no exception. Very impressive. It would have impressed the buyer. They would have thought, wow, this record is so modern. It's got the word electron in it. So yes, would have certainly affected sales back in 1928 on a big label. So yeah, there we go. Nostalgia on 160 and on VHF. This is vk3sl testing, and also there's a streaming service online, so you can go and listen in comfort if you feel so inclined. Just look up my call sign on YouTube, and you'll find links abound. Well, not really. You'll find my call sign there as a dedicated space, and there's also a secondary streaming service as well, which can be found by the blogspot, blah blah blah. I think we all know what to do. Anyhow, we had a discussion this afternoon about recordings, sort of hallmark recordings from particular times in history, and one era that sort of is quite strong in my imagination at the moment is the early 1930s, the Depression, and I do happen to have a number of records from that period here in the collection. So we just took a few random records off the shelf, and amongst them is a recording of Jack Payne and the band, and it is what's it called? Yes, The Clouds Will Soon Pass By is the name of the disc. So yeah, it speaks of the times. I think it deserves a play. It's on an old Imperial disc with Mr. Payne's face on the label. vk3sl testing.
shining. Oh, honey, don't you cry. We'll find the silver lining. The clouds will soon roll by. I hear a robin singing upon a treetop high. To you and me he's singing. The clouds will soon roll by. Each little tear and sorrow only brings you closer to me. Just wait until tomorrow for the happy day that will be. Down Lover's Lane together we'll wander, you and I. Goodbye to stormy weather. The clouds will soon roll by.
Soporific, Frank Payne and the band from about 1930, and on an old Imperial record, and just theme of the times. The Clouds Will Soon Roll By was the name of that record, and another one from the same pile is Happy Days Are Here Again. So we've got to have a corollary, you know the word, and an offset to that last recording. We've got to keep the mood balanced. So here we go, moving out of the Depression, or at least anticipating that. We have a recording of the Midnight Minstrels with vocal trio. I have no idea, they're evidently a pseudonym, but it's on an old Regal 78, and the track is Happy Days Are Here Again. So on the platter, in the groove, advance the fader, and we're off.
Happy days are here again, the skies above are clear again. Let us sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again. All together shout it now, there's no one who can doubt it now. So let's tell the world about it now. Happy days are here again. Your cares and troubles are gone, there'll be no more from now on. Happy days are here again, the skies above are clear again. Let us sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again.
There we go. The Midnight Revelers and Happy Days are here again. And that was a Regal 78 from about 1930. And these are test missions on 160 and on VHF. Shortly moving over to UHF. Just a thumbs up about that shift when we do our Zoom session in about 15 minutes time with Frank. We'll move up to UHF, and that frequency will be 438.725. 438.725 megahertz. So be ready for the switch. Now, one of the glories, one of the things I really enjoy about sort of not picking selections for this, the serendipitous happenings, is the fact that a lot of records are misfiled here. So sometimes you just pull a batch of generic 1920s records off the shelf and there so happens to be something else that's completely in the wrong context. Well, that happened just about 10 minutes ago. And it's a record I've lost for years and years. And it's a beautiful track. It features Fats Waller and his rhythm. And it's a track I remember hearing a long time ago when I was young. And I did enjoy this. And I want to hear it again. So we'll cue it up now. It's from a few years later. It's from the mid-1930s, and it's a track called "Little Curly Hair in a High Chair," and it's Fats Waller and his rhythm. This is vk3sl, queuing up and ready to go.
Little curly hair in a high chair. What's your order for today? Little curly hair in a high chair. I'll do anything you say. When you're near, the room seems to brighten. The sun comes streaming through your eyes. You're the reason why they keep writing all those tender lullabies. There you go, banging with your boots, pulling off your socks. There you go, trying to make your toes touch your baby nose. Heaven's close to your chair and my chair. When you smile the way you do, little curly hair in a high chair, my day begins and ends with you.
Waller and his rhythm, Little Curly Hair in a High Chair. One of the very sort of quiet, reflective tracks he made with his ensemble, which is a nice counterpoint to the upbeat numbers which were so sort of characterised Mr. Waller. I do like that record. I remember hearing it, buying it when I was a young teenager, and it's sort of been lost ever since until today. Anyhow, we'll have a listen now to Jimmy Noon and his Apex Club Orchestra. We sort of started to unpack this subject this afternoon. Listen to a recording with Jimmy Noon, great clarinetist, remarkable clarinetist. In fact, he was an inspiration to a whole generation of clarinet players, including Mr. Goodman and Artie Shaw and others. And he died young, tragically died young. But I'll leave you to read that story. It's a bit of a shame, or a bit of a tragedy. And he was really renowned for quite a sophisticated lyrical style of clarinet playing in the 20s, and very beautiful ensemble skills. We played a track this afternoon which just floored me. It was so great. And he's an artist I'd sort of known about, but not really heard many of his records until very recently, when some of these rare vocalion discs have been put up by Mr. Atticus. So we'll hear one of these now. This is a track called Chicago Rhythm, featuring Jimmy Noon and his Apex Club Orchestra. And that was Jimmy Noon and his Apex Club Orchestra. Now that's what you call ensemble playing. Amazing. They were right in the groove. There was a wonderful synergy between those musicians, including Alex Hill on the piano on that recording. I think I might play another one of these. Frank, I'm getting organised here with the Zoom. I'm just a bit slow off the mark today, but the computer's been a bit slow. But we'll get there shortly. But we'll have a listen now to another recording from the same artist, Jimmy Noon, who recorded prolifically in the 1920s, but you don't see his records here. They usually pop up on anthologies, and recently Mr. Atticus Jazz. I refer to him. He's a great, well-represented collector on YT. But his recordings are really good. Now, here's another one called It's a Tight Like That. Jimmy Noon.
Now the little black rooster told the little brown hen to meet him at the barn about 10:30. You know it's tight like that. Beedle-um-bum, you know it's tight like that. Beedle-um-bum, don't you hear me talking to you? You know it's tight like that. I went to see my gal, she lives across the hall. Found a new mule kicking in my stall. You know it's tight like that. Beedle-um-bum, you know it's tight like that. Beedle-um-bum, don't you hear me talking to you? You know it's tight like that. Now I had a little dog, his name was Paul. I gave him a little taste and he wanted it all. You know it's tight like that. Beedle-um-bum, you know it's tight like that. Beedle-um-bum, don't you hear me talking to you? You know it's tight like that.
Jimmy Noon and his orchestra with Alex Hill on the piano, a recording from 1928. It's tight like that. I have no idea what they're singing about. Anyhow, what we'll do is shortly usher in Frank and I will QSY to 438.725. I mention it again, just in case you didn't catch that. 438.725. And if you want to move up to UHF, you can hear us there. That's the new space, and we'll sort of slowly move in that direction over the ensuing weeks. But for the moment, we'll go with half an hour of VHF and then make that change. All right, so what I'll do, while I'm sorting things out in the UHF, VHF department, I've got a World Program Service transcription record and a recording of David Rose and his orchestra. And it's a track called Spring Fever. And I think it has to be played. vk3sl testing. we go. The music of David Rose and his orchestra for World Service Transcription Record. And I sent out a link there to Mr. Frank, Mr. JR. So hopefully you've got the mail. But we can play another one of these records while I get things organised with playlists and so forth. There's a few other tracks on this. They're locked grooves, so they've got to be given the proverbial nudge. But the next one is called Of Thee I Sing, I think it's called. Anyhow, we'll have a listen, see what it sounds like. Left-handed cue here, folks, and a nudge, and I think we're Carl off. I think. And folks, we're just having a chat to Frank on the phone. We're just dealing with a few technical things, so what we'll do is we'll play another track from the same record. Here we go. David Rose and his orchestra. Okay, we're just getting sorted here. A little bit of an arrangement. We've just had to make a few seasonal adjustments along the way, and we've been listening to David Rose and his orchestra, and we have QS wide to UHF at this point in time. So that's 438.725, and we've been sampling some transcription recordings here along the way, and I'm just getting settled, and I think we've got our input channel open there as well, so that's all and good. And what I'll do is just wind down. There we go. That's the buyer. So I'll see what we've got on the other side of this. Could be good. We'll have a look. It's Ray Bloch and his orchestra. I don't know anything about Ray Bloch. Most of these bands are pseudonyms, but it's sort of incidental like music. And these are from the Program World Service Transcription Service, recorded by 2GB. So, and processed by AWA. So what I can do is I can find another track from this side. Now, there's 4 in here. And do we have an input there?
Good evening.
Hello there. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to do a check, see if it's all working.
Yes, certainly. Yep.
Am I being received in a satisfactory manner?
Yes, you certainly are. No, good and solid signal there. That's all good. What I might do is just check that I haven't got the reverb on, because I had the reverb on for that classical recording we had earlier. Now, let me see if I got the reverb turned down. There we go. Now you'll be a bit more solid. Oh, you're solid anyhow. No, it's noise quieting. It's very good. So you no problem receiving you. Yeah.
As long as I wasn't.
Yeah.
So that's you're not receiving that. So the microphone is pretty good. It shouldn't catch the speaker, but I haven't got cans on.
Okay, sure. So yeah, that's all happening nicely. Now I'm going to wait for it, folks. I'm going to play some country music tonight. So
I'm just going to nip off and grab the knife. I'll be back in a minute.
Yes. Well, no, we've got to self-educate here. We've got to broaden our horizons, and so I've got a couple of things lined up, and I think Frank's going to run the program, because I really it's out of my past band. But I'm all ears to new styles. I asked the kids, and they gave me a track by who is it? Wait for it, folks. Wait for it. I asked everyone. I did the Vox thing. I asked everyone, and I'm slowly looking here along the list, because I don't know who these artists are. Taylor Swift.
That's not country,
isn't it?
Well, yes, it is kind of, but Taylor Swift's a little bit more. It's country pop.
Oh, okay. All right.
Depends on what version you've got.
Okay. Well, there's a song here called "Mean," which the kids used to sing.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's another one here by Olivia Nuclear Bomb called Jolene, which I do remember. In fact, I think
that was a bit of a hit.
Yeah, that was a Dolly Parton song, if I remember not correctly. And we did have some Carpenters the other day. We played Starlight the other day. I did
hear that, yes.
Yeah, it's a good tune. And, well, that's not country, but yeah. The Carpenters, yeah, I'm sort of growing there. I'm developing my Carpenter, awareness. So, yeah.
There's country, and then there's that Caterwall. I done did you wrong.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the bad drawl. Yeah, the lazy tongue.
But done by an Australian singing in an American accent.
Yeah,
That's the part I really just.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I don't know where it'll take us tonight. We might hear some of that. I'm leaving it in the hands of Mr. JR. But so. Yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm not that partial to square dance music, because I used to always get the girl with the sweaty hands in square dances. Yeah. Whenever we did square dances
at school. That's a good sign. So
you know that. It's bad news. She'd have really sweaty hands, and then it would be that awkward sort of, yeah.
We need to have a chat.
Yeah. Anyhow, never mind. That's what happened. But anyhow, look, while we're waiting for Mr. JR to sort things out with his Zoom, he's had a computer upgrade, so everything's sort of out of whack, but he's getting organised. Shall we have a listen to Taylor Swift? And this is I believe, according to the Brains Trust here in the household, this is one of her seminal tracks.
Now, I know you're concerned about streaming and getting strikes. Taylor will more than likely get you a strike.
Oh well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully it'll be just a caution, not a... That was terrible the other day. It was an episode of the Thunderbirds. They gave me a full strike. Can't believe it. Yeah, it's never happened before, and I've been doing this for a while. But never mind, stuff happens. All right, well, let's have a listen. We'll give Taylor a Guernsey, and we'll keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully we won't get an in situ strike. Here she is with one of her more celebrated tracks, a track called Mean. She's dancing around with the banjo, looking very sort of trite, but yeah, I'll watch her.
She's difficult to look at.
Yeah, I know. See you soon.
You, with your words like knives and swords and weapons that you use against me, you have knocked me off my feet again, got me feeling like a nothing. You, with your voice like nails on a chalkboard, calling me out when I'm wounded. You, picking on the weaker man. Well, you can take me down with just one single blow. What you don't know, someday I'll be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean? Switching sides and your wildfire lies and your humiliation. You have pointed out my flaws again, as if I don't already see them. I walk with my head down, trying to block you out, 'cause I'll never impress you. I just wanna feel okay again. I bet you got pushed around, somebody made you cold, but the cycle ends right now, 'cause you can't lead me down that road, and you don't know what you don't know. Someday I'll be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is me. Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean? And I can't see you years from now in a bar, talking over a football game with that same big loud opinion, but nobody's listening, washed up and ranting about the same old bitter things, drunk and rumbling on about how I can't sing, but all you are is mean. All you are is mean, and a liar, and pathetic, and alone in life, and mean, and mean, and mean, and mean. But someday I'll be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Yeah, someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so? Someday I'll be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so? Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean?
And that is certainly a mean dress that she's wearing in that video clip. Taylor Swift. And yeah, music out of my past band. That was the choice of my daughters, who used to walk around singing that song in harmony all too often.
Good evening, Steve.
Hello, Frank.
Good evening, Wayne.
Hi.
You got a good job.
Yay. Good. Oh, it's working out well. So we've got you up on 2 meters. That's a yeah. What that makes a nice alternative to Zoom when Zoom's not doing what it should. But yeah, all good. So yeah, it's our Taylor Swift start to the country hour here. And you've given me some good suggestions here, but I can't really say because I don't really know them, but you can flesh them out, Frank.
I will.
Yeah. So we've got, I've uploaded them all, but they all need context because, as I said, they're all out of my past band. Emmylou Harris. What can you tell me about Emmylou Harris?
Emmylou is a long-time country singer. She's getting a bit long in the tooth now, but aren't we all? And she's, I love her voice. She's genuine country. She does do other stuff, or she has done other stuff.
Yeah.
Poppy sort of stuff, and she sings. This one that we're going to play she's in duet with somebody. I don't know who it is.
Okay.
But she predominates, and I didn't even know the song till I was searching for her tonight. But I liked it, and I think it's a pretty fair example of stock standard country music.
Yeah, it sounds fine. Well, we've got to give these things a Guernsey. We've got to sort of move out of our comfort zones. Now I can't find it now. Where is it? Oh no, this is terrible. Everything's going wayward here because I did have it lined up, but now it's suddenly done a disappearing act. So
something remarkable has happened.
Yeah.
My computer's just come back on stream.
Oh really? Here we go.
So I might go back to Zoom so that Wayne has an uninterrupted access to this channel.
Okay, sounds good. All right, while we're doing that, we can have a look at Emmylou Harris. I found the track now. It's downstream a little bit.
Right.
Because I've been watching too many things on YT. So the history list is expanded. So, yeah, here we have Makin' Believe from I don't know when.
That you still love me, it's leaving me alone and so blue. Still I'll always dream I'll never own you, making believe it's all I can do.
I think I can come in mid-fade there. Emmylou Harris and a track called Make and Believe. I don't know that track at all. It's not in my past band. Wayne, do you know it?
Unfortunately.
You do?
No, I do. I don't mind it. It's good. Emmylou's got some wonderful material.
Okay.
But extended listenings can lead to mental conditions and things like that. And I just don't like going down that path.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Honest.
Fair enough.
Now, please, I'm not going to be here for long, and
Yep.
I certainly didn't want to push Frank out. I've made some adjustments here and just want to make sure the 2 metre signal is workable.
Oh, it's really good. It's solid as a rock. No, it's
good.
fully tightening. It's really good. It's no problem at all. Very strong.
I'll
mate.
back it off a little bit.
Yeah.
It's holding up all right, okay?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
good.
There's no problem at all. No, it works beautifully. There's no problem at distance. So, look, there's no worries at all about your path through to here with the improved conditions. So, excellent.
Ugh.
Here we go.
Was that...
Yep, I think that's all okay.
Sounded good here too, Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. And the other thing, Frank, was I wanted to say firstly good evening to you. I didn't get the chance before. I heard you on the ASV net, and I was almost going to jump in, but I thought, no, I won't. Didn't want to play HF, so
Yeah.
I was busy with something. But what I'll do is I'll bid you both a farewell at this point. I'll keep listening in on the stream because I'm going to head off to bed.
Okay.
But I bought you an email and, bid you a good missions and have a bit of fun.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Wayne. That's fine. Yeah, no, you're certainly coming through very well. So everything's holding up nicely. And we have excellent prospects there with VHF, and I think the idea of moving up the band is not a bad idea. I think it's a better pathway.
Well, Mr. Frank will be back soon from the snow, you see.
Yeah, so I wonder how he's going. I wonder what the story is.
Well,
there.
I do know.
Yeah.
He's essentially... Is that local interference? Or
I'm not sure.
Okay. He is essentially locked in up there, and he can't come back just at the moment. But
No.
he can return to home when he chooses to.
Yeah, sure.
But I think you'll find he'll be back next week.
Oh, okay. Very good. I look forward to catching up with Frank and hearing about his latest.
Get that 23 running, then you'll be
Yeah.
hot to trot from his direction. That gives you another angle completely.
Yeah, totally. No, it's all good. No, looking forward to that. All right, we'll no doubt hear from him and yourself, and that's all excellent.
And there's some suggestions for various country in your YouTube window.
In my YouTube window?
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
the one you never check.
Okay, yes, I never check anything here.
And that's just a random thing that I don't use very much.
YouTube. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Here
So
we
you
go.
can see that. You have to look over occasionally.
Totally. Yeah, I've got to look over my back.
Well, I did hear you before say something about a computer not working.
No, I did have something was slow. It wasn't doing what it was really slow, but it's okay now. It's just awakened itself. I've got 3 computers, all doing different things. In fact, 4 doing different things.
Would you like some more?
Yeah, and I can see comments. Here we go. Taylor Swift, are we never ever getting back together? Oh.
That's a bit of a fun one. You'll enjoy that.
Okay, or another Taylor Swift.
Country, it's Taylor, and then there's a Narita Palette there one, which is a very poignant song. Which I think you'll quite like.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we'll put them on the list. Thank you.
Gentlemen, have a wonderful evening. Have a great missions, and I will see you on vk3sl. Cheers.
Okay, cheers, Wayne. All the best to you, mate.
Evening, Wayne.
Yay.
I'm still playing with the link here.
Okay.
But I'll keep this channel open until I come up. But if you could just keep an eye on the Zoom-O-Matic,
yes.
I should be up in a minute.
No, I've got the screen in front of me now. It's all sort of settled down and doing what it should. But okay, so we've got an Emmylou Harris, and if we keep looking down, well, I could actually scroll down and have another look at another Taylor. Well, we'll just check out this track here. We are never ever getting... Okay, all right.
She's big deal, Taylor Swift. She is into the big bucks. She's superstar, and as Wayne rightly points out, that's going to get you hits.
Okay. Oh, yes, I know. That's probably a bit of a danger zone from that point of view.
Oh well,
but
doesn't matter.
Yeah, but we'll give it a go. And we'll hear another one of hers. See, I don't know anything about these people. They're completely out of my past band. Anyhow, so we've got another queued up. So if you want to have another crack at Zoom-O-Matic, we can see how this all transpires. So what I'm doing is I'm Here we go. Ready to fade. Taylor Swift, We're Never Getting Back Together. And here we go. Take 1. I think we're there.
I remember when we broke up the first time, saying this is it, I've had enough. Cause like we hadn't seen each other in a month. When you said you needed space. What? Then you come around again and say, baby, I miss you and I swear I'm gonna change. Trust me, remember how that lasted for a day. I say I hate you, we break up, you call me, I love you. Ooh, we called it off again last night, but this time I'm telling you, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me, but we are never, ever, ever, ever getting back together. Like, ever. I'm really gonna miss you picking fights and me falling for it, screaming that I'm right. And you would hide away and find your peace of mind with some indie record that's much cooler than mine. Ooh, you called me up again tonight, but this time I'm telling you, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me, but we are never, ever, ever, ever getting back together. I used to think that we were forever, ever, and I used to say, never say never.
So he calls me up and he's like, I still love you. And I'm like, I mean, this is exhausting, you know? Like, we're never getting back together. Like, ever.
No! We are never, ever, ever getting back together. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me, but we are never, ever, ever, ever getting back together. Getting back together. We getting back together. You talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me, are never, ever, ever, ever getting back together.
Yes,
Yeah, I think we're there. Yes,
I'm
we.
on the Zoom.
Yes, you're coming up beautifully. No worries
Yes.
at all. So Taylor
Sorry
Swift.
about all of that.
No
It must
worries.
have. It wouldn't let me do anything until it finished its update. You know, it's quite.
Yeah, I know. They love doing
What
that.
about
They always pick
Microsoft?
the right moment, don't they? That
Oh,
moment.
yeah.
Yes, they update just at that point where you need the computer. It always happens to be during Teams meetings at work when I've got
Yes,
these
yes.
classes I've got to teach and I'm just about to go on update or urgently and I've got to quickly cancel and do other things. Yes, it's frustrating when that happens.
It is. There is a way of turning it off. I think if in settings you can turn off.
Yeah, we can
its
delete-
power to take over.
Yeah, you can delay them and stuff like that as well, I suppose. Too.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyhow, no, it's upholding very nicely, very good, and 2 meters work very well.
My effort to, which I thought would work, of actually causing the computer to turn off in a very rough manner by just doing it,
Yeah, a
pressing down
terminal stop. Yeah,
a terminal stop. Even I thought that'll stop its updating, but it came right back on,
Yep.
and it must have finished its update.
yes, okay. yes,
So there
they're
you go.
determined. They've got to see the process through.
To Microsoft, he's pretty hard to get the better of.
That's right, exactly. No, it's all part and parcel of the
Anyway.
the system. Anyhow, there we go. So we've had a couple of Taylors, we've had some Emmylou, and look, as I said, this is. I do have one track. I do have a couple of tracks, and maybe I should do my take the piss moment earlier than later. I don't know. What do you think? I don't.
You go with the flow. Just
look, I do. There's a couple of things. One's Jolene. That's fine. That's just that's a classic. Olivia.
That's Dolly. That's Dolly.
Originally it was Dolly, and I think Kate referred me to a Olivia Nuclear Bomb version of that song, and we could play that one.
Oh, she has. Now, just in talking about Jolene. Dolly Parton has just done a new version of it, and it is not now Jolene, but it's Vaccine, and it's a little thing to get people to go and get bloody vaccinated.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we won't go. I won't play that one.
No, don't mention the war.
No, I won't do that. But I'll defer to the Olivia Nuclear Bomb version.
Yes,
and because I do like the riff in the song. It's got a good riff, an underscore. I think it's good.
I have a friend who went she went to school with Olivia.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, was in the same class and was a friend of hers until Olivia found fame.
Okay.
I mean, I think she's a good person, Olivia.
I think she's a very good person. I used to play chamber music with her brother, who's an oboist.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, a couple of times. Yeah.
She had some cancer issues herself.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you mention. It's funny you mention that, because I've been going through all of these 10-inch tapes. I've got stacks of them here, and now I've got the Studer machine working, always half-inch, and there was one tape with an extended interview with her talking about her plight, and it's a pretty tragic one, and it's a very personal story. It's not really suited to this forum.
No.
But it's there, and it's straight from the from the source. It's an ABC tape, and it's Olivia Newton-John talking about her plight.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
so it's very sort of honest and a difficult tale. It's horrible. She endured a lot. So that was recorded, I think, in the late 90s or something. It's quite late.
Okay.
Yeah, but look, anyhow, let's have a listen to this. I've just got to get this off my chest, and then I'll handle the rest of it to you. So
you'll feel better after this.
I will. I've just got to expunge. All right, we'll have a listen to Jolene, Olivia Nuclear Bomb.
Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. He talks about you in his sleep, and there's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. And I can easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what it means to me, Jolene. Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, oh, please don't take him just because you can. Now you could have your choice of men, but I could never love again. He's the only one for me, Jolene. I had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you, and whatever you decide to do, Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene.
Does she really go that high?
Oh, yeah, I did. That's the highest I've heard her sing.
Yes.
That's her coloratura
It
voice.
certainly is. No, she's got a great range. I do like Olivia Newton. I like
Yeah,
those
I do
early.
too.
There's some great footage of hers actually come up online recently of her as a young teen, or as a teen, and
Yeah.
singing sort of early rock stuff, middle of the road stuff. And she's very innocent and beautiful, and
Oh, yeah.
girl next door. All of that.
That was the image, and it was a pretty easy one for her to carry off. I mean, I
Until
don't
she
think was acting.
until she got physical.
She got physical in that song, yes.
And then I think she
That
was trying to change her image. I think she was trying to sort of.
You know,
spunk
well,
up
that
a
was
bit.
for Greece.
Yeah.
See, that was
that time.
That was her big ticket item. You know what she did in Greece.
Yes.
Of course, stars on the recording. I've got that recording.
Yeah,
actually.
it's a classic one. The best thing about Grease is that it features Joan Blondell just before she died, and she was in all those pre-code 1930s films, and she's Vi. I think she's the cafe woman in Greece.
Yeah.
And I look at her, and she's this old lady there, and she was the sexiest bombshell ever in the 1930s.
Yeah.
And here
There
she
you
is
go.
in Greece as an old woman, so time just
Yeah. It catches up with all of us.
the
Steve.
march of time. Yeah. Anyhow, so there we have. There's our little tribute to Livy. Now, I did have another. I just wanted to take the piss.
Yeah, no, come on, keep going.
Oh, look, I'm on a.
You're on a roll, Steve.
No, well, not really. I'm never on a roll. But there's another one here. Here it is, Lonnie Donegan. Do you know Lonnie
Oh,
Donegan?
yes. Oh, of course. Who doesn't know Lonnie Donegan?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good because
Chewing gum loses its flavour, and my
Yes,
old
that's
man's a dustman.
Okay. Right. Well, he did a song called Rock Island Line.
Live. That was but that is actually a folk song, as you would know.
Yes,
Or
I think it is a folk
folky.
song. Yes, sort of folky country. I don't know.
Ish.
Would you call it country? I don't know. Anyhow, look, I'll put this one on because
country folk, I'd call it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll give it that stamp, and then after that, I'll play something which really takes the piss out of that song. So we'll do a double act here. Lonnie Donegan, followed by.
I think I know what it might be.
Yes, followed by Mr.
SB?
Yeah. Yes. SF.
Yes, SF, I should say. Yes, SF, yes. It's funny, very funny.
Yeah, it's very clever actually. So let's have a listen to a double act here, one then the other, and this is my reflection on country music. Well, it's not really country music, but it's just something that just has to be played.
Sure. Two special requests from the record company, and now I'd like to play the song which brought me into this whole thing, good or bad. She had a story about the Rock Island Line. Rock Island Line's a railroad line, runs down into New Orleans. And just outside of New Orleans is a big toll gate. And all the trains that go through the toll gate, they gotta pay the man some money. Plus, of course, they got certain things on board, and they're okay, they don't never have to pay the man nothing. Right now, we see a train, she coming down the line. When she get up near the toll gate, the depot agent shout down to the driver, he want to know what he got on board. Say, what you got on board there, boy? He's a loud-speaking man. The driver, he shot right back on down the man, telling him what he got on board. So I got pigs, I got sheep, I got cows, I got horses, I got all livestock, I got all livestock, I got all livestock. And the man said, all right then, boy, just get him right on through you. You don't have to pay me nothing. So the train going down through the toll gate, and as she go through, she got up a little bit of steam and a little bit of speed. Look out, do ain't Eddie, here I come. When she's safely on the other side, the driver shout back on down the line to the man, 'cause he don't care what he say now, going home. Going down the Rock Island line. So I fooled you, I got pig iron, I got pig iron, I got all pig iron. He said, tell you where I'm going, boy. Where you going, boy? She's going to tell her. I'm going down the Rock Island line, it's a mighty good road, yes indeedy. Well, the Rock island line, she's a mighty good road. Well, the rock island line is the road to ride. Yeah, the rock island line is a mighty good road. And if you want to ride it, gotta ride it like a find it. Get your ticket at the station on the rock island line. Well, I may be right, I may be wrong. I know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Down the rock island line, she's a mighty good road. Well, the rock island line is the road to ride. Yeah, the rock island line is a mighty good road. And if you want to ride it, gotta ride it like a find it. Get your ticket at the station on the rock island line. And if you want to ride it, got to ride it like a funny. Get your ticket at the station on the rock island line. Hallelujah, I'm safe from sin. Here's the Lord's coming, gonna see me again. Where's he coming? And the rock island line is a mighty good road. Well, the rock island line is the road to ride. Rock island line is a mighty good road. And if you want to ride it, got to ride it like a funny. Get your ticket at the station on the rock island line. Rock island line is a mighty good road. Rock island line is the road to ride. Rock island line is a mighty good road. And if you want to ride it, got to ride it like a funny. Get your ticket at the station on the rock island line.
Good.
Now, here's a story about the Rock Island Line. Now, the Rock Island Line, she runs down into New Orleans. And just outside of New Orleans, there's a big toll gate. And all the trains
pardon me just a
would go
moment.
through the
Pardon me?
Yeah?
Are you going to sing the song
Well,
or read it or what?
Well, I'm going to sing it, but first I always tell a bit of the story behind the Rock Island Line. Sort of sketch in a little background, as it were. And
You are going to sing,
yeah,
though.
in just a second. I get to it.
Well, let's get to it then, huh?
Okay, and all the trains that go to the toll gate, why, they got to pay the man some money. But of course, if you got certain things on board, you're okay. You don't have to pay the man nothing. I mean, you're okay with him. I mean, you
All
got
right,
certain
let's
things on board.
step
I mean,
right
all that,
along
you know,
here.
yeah.
Let's snap it up.
Okay. Now we see a train. She coming down the line. And when she comes up to the toll gate, the driver, he shot down at the man and he say, I got pigs, I got horses, I got cows.
Look, you can
I got...
skip all of that.
You know, let me name all the animals.
Yes, I know, but we don't
You
need
didn't let
that.
me get to the sheep.
Well, that doesn't make any difference.
Well, it makes a difference to the sheep.
Yes, I know, but let's get the train rhythm going and never mind the sheep.
Okay, after the driver say, I got whole livestock, I got whole livestock, I got whole livestock. Good man say, well, you're all right, boy. You go right on through. You don't have to pay me nothing. I mean, you know,
Look,
you're
fella,
okay.
fella,
I didn't mention
look,
the sheep.
I know, but let's skip the recitation, huh?
Okay, but...
Let's get to the meat of it.
Okay, I've come to the best part now. Where the driver foo him.
He foo him?
Yeah, I say, I food you, I food you.
Oh, look, let's just sing the song.
Well, you didn't let me get to the pig iron part.
Just
That's the
sing the
payoff
song,
to the...
huh?
I think you ought to let me tell how you food the tollgate man with a pig iron.
Will you just sing the song,
I get
please?
big reaction to it in clubs, and a lot of people waiting to see how the story
Will you
come
just
out.
sing the song?
Well, you're going to disappoint them, that's all.
I'll take the chance.
Okay, here we go. On the rock island line is a mighty good road. On the rock island... You sure you didn't want the pig iron part?
Forget it. Will you forget it?
Okay. The line is a line to ride. On the rock island line is a mighty good road. But if you want to ride it, got to ride it like you find it. Got to ticket at the station for the rock island line.
Look, Mumbles. Hey, Mumbles. What is this? You get your chicken at the station?
Ticket. Get your ticket at the station.
Oh, get your ticket
Gee
at
whiz,
the station.
try not to interrupt me, huh? A, B, C, W, X, Y, Z. The cat's in the cupboard, but they don't see me.
Hey, now, wait a minute.
Another
You
rock
scram
island.
me away.
Here's a
Wait a
mighty
minute.
good
The A, B, C, W, X, Y, Z with the cats in the cupboard. I don't know. What has the A, B, C got to do with the cats in the cupboard?
Well, what's got nothing to do with it?
I know.
It's
Is it a
just,
social significance of some kind?
No, it's
Is it
just
some
a
difference or something?
traditional lyric.
It's a traditional
I don't know,
lyric.
yeah.
well, thanks very much. That'll be fine.
I got one more chorus.
One
on the
more.
rock island line is a mighty good road. On the rock island line is a road to ride. On the rock island line is a mighty good road. Whenever you want to ride it, got to ride it like you want to get your ticket. That's it for the rock island line.
Is that it? That's the end?
Yeah, that's it. I just hope it sells without the pig iron part.
Well, forget
that's
about
all.
the pig iron
well,
part.
I'm just trying to sketch in a little background. That's all.
Yes,
You know.
I know. Sketch in the background.
You're gonna release the record?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Stan Freberg taking the piss out of Lonnie Donegan. And, yeah, we heard the original before that. So it's all in context now. There we go. I got that out of my system.
Lonnie started skiffle.
Oh, really? Oh. Yeah. I've got a favourite skiffle song.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I do. This is all coming back to me now. Because sorry, I will get to the play because I want to hear the play.
When I say he started it, I better be
more
guarded.
Yes,
he was the first one really to put skiffle on the pop charts.
Okay,
but I mean, people were doing skiffle in clubs and little.
I thought skiffle was a sort of an English thing initially.
It's totally English. It absolutely is 1956,
okay.
Early 50s.
And it's sort of characterised by a whole lot of people playing guitars and sort of...
and washboards and sort of homey sort of instruments.
Yes.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was a great thing. And there was a lot of, participation from people who weren't necessarily great musicians, could do the washboard or could do the drums or hit the cymbals with a stick or something,
Okay, so it's, sort of a way to sort of bring everyone into the picture. And
yeah, it did. And it was sort of caught up in the folk movement. And some hits, came out of it. And Lonnie was really the main one to project that.
Right. Yeah, and to sort of popularise it. I know that this track I'm going to play is one that my dad had, and in his collection of 45s, and I grew up with this record, and I used to hear it all the time, and I know it was a skiffle group because it's Chas McDermott and his skiffle group with Nancy, what's her name? I can't remember her.
Nancy, yes.
Anyhow, but it's here, it's on the tube, and we'll just have to have a listen to Freight Train.
She did one called Freight Train.
That's the one. So I'm hoping this will cue up.
Freight Train.
That's the one. You know it. Let's have a listen. Here it is right now. Nancy Whiskey at the helm.
Nancy Whiskey.
That's it.
1956, Steve.
Here she is.
Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on. Won't you tell me where he's gone? Don't know where he's heading for. What he's done against the law. Got no future, got no hope, just nothing but the road. Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on. Won't you tell me where he's gone? Lost his life. He killed his friend in mortal strife. He must keep moving like the rolling skies, just a waiting till he dies. Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on. Won't you tell me where he's gone? When he dies, just bury him, please. Way down the end of Old Chestnut Street. Poplars at his head and feet, and tell him he's gone to sleep. Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. I don't know what train he's on. Won't you tell me where he's gone?
Yes, McDermott and his Skiffle Group with Nancy Whiskey. A recording...
That was a hit at the same time as Rock Island Line.
Was it really? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
In early 1956, about March or April.
Oh, wow. You can date stamp it. That's amazing.
Well, it was at a particularly important time in my life as it happened. And you know how you remember details of things that were happening?
Yes.
When, you know, when other things are happening.
Okay.
And it's just one of those times.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, thank you. Oh, that's good. Yeah. So there we go. That's sort of, country folk inspired. And it's a great sound, you know.
It is. That shuffle beat is what skiffle is, really. That's the sort of... Yeah, that's the heart of skiffle.
It's sort of there's a resonance with trad jazz as well. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, there's a hint of that, definitely.
Just in its drive, just in its sort of rhythmic propulsion, I think. Yeah, very good.
Definitely.
Oh, very excellent. Well, I'm referring now to your list because you've got a whole range of things here.
And you don't feel obliged to.
Oh, I'd love to sample them. I see, I've got to self-educate. As I said, I'm not aware. I'm completely out of my past band and keen to discover new things. So Tennessee Stud.
Tennessee Stud's about a horse.
Yep.
It's a horse and a guy. It is very country.
Okay. Hold your horses, folks.
Hold your horses. But it's sort of country. It's just a man and a guitar.
Yeah.
Eddie Arnold is a country singer.
Yes.
And he didn't write this. A fellow called Jimmy Driftwood wrote it.
Okay.
Not his real name. Back in the 30s, and he wrote a lot of country songs.
Did he? Yeah.
But I like the lyric of this song, and I just like the whole sort of thing of it. Whole.
Yeah.
So
okay, that sounds
see
good.
What you think anyway.
Oh, look, I look forward to it. Here we go. 1959, Tennessee Stud.
That's it. You got it.
Let's have a listen.
Well, there never was a house like the Tennessee Stud. Along about 18 to 25, I left Tennessee very much alive. I never would have got through the Arkansas mud if I hadn't been a-riding on the Tennessee Stud. I had some trouble with my sweetheart's paw. One of her brothers was a bad outlaw. I sent her a letter by my Uncle Fudd, and I rode away on the Tennessee Stud. The Tennessee Stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud. Drifted on down into no man's land. We crossed the river called the Rio Grande. I raced my horse with the Spaniard's pole till I got me a skin full of silver and gold. Me and a gambler, we couldn't agree. We got in a fight over Tennessee. We jerked our guns, he fell with a thud, and I got away on the Tennessee Stud. Well, I got as lonesome as a man can be, a-dreaming of my girl in Tennessee. The Tennessee Stud's green eyes turned blue, 'cause he was a-dreaming of a sweetheart too. We loped right on across Arkansas. I whooped her brother and I whooped her paw. I found that girl with the golden hair, and she was a-riding on the Tennessee mare. The Tennessee Stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud. Stir up to stir up and side by side, we crossed the mountains and the valleys wide. We came to Big Muddy and we forded the flood on the Tennessee mare and the Tennessee Stud. Put a little baby on the cabin floor, a little house coat playing around the door. I love the girl with the golden hair, and the Tennessee Stud loves the Tennessee mare. The Tennessee Stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee Stud.
Eddie Arnold from 1959. Yeah, he's got a golden throat, doesn't he?
He does, yeah, he does. Well, that's.
I could just imagine John Law singing that song.
Yeah, that sort of thing. That's right. Yeah. He dabbled with country, of course, John Laws.
Yes, he did. He made a few records, didn't he, Mr. Laws? Yeah, but it tells a story. Yeah, that's what the country music's all. It's very, very narrative, isn't it? Often.
Very, very narrative. Yeah, Yep. It's pretty well all narrative. There's the straight out love song. The sort of nasal, as Wayne was pointing out before.
Yes, that's right.
There's a lot of that.
Yes,
there's a lot of that.
Yes.
But very often, and a lot of it's why did he leave me stuff. And what am I going to do now?
That's right. With the proverbial yodeling as well.
Oh, you've got to have a bit of a yodel. That's right. And but on top of all of that, there are a lot of narratives, songs. Down home sort of narrative. There was this wonderful documentary produced by Ken Burns. On country music. That goes for about 5 hours, I think.
Wow.
They played it on the ABC.
Okay. That'd be good to look. I should watch it because I've seen his doco on jazz history.
Yeah, that's a terrific doco.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. But I've never seen the one on the country. No.
And the narrative is all sort of meant to be sort of true to life thing.
Okay.
Somebody was asked, was it Dolly Parton or someone was asked, how would you define country music? And I think she said country music is 3 chords and the truth.
Ah, right. Yes, I can. Well, it's sort of simple, but it's all about delivery. It's about telling the story. It's like the blues, really. The blues tells the story.
It's like the blues, yeah. It's a type of folky. It's related very much to real people, isn't it?
Yes.
I say that the down at heel and the great, as one of my teachers used to say, the great unwashed.
Yeah. Yeah, and so did the Ken Burns doco look at the look at the sort of antecedents through blues and those great blues shouters from the early days? Was that sort of a part of it?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good to see how it sort of evolved. Yeah, that's very good. No, look, I enjoyed hearing a little bit of Tennessee Stud.
I like it.
It's good. Good fun.
Again, I heard it as a kid and it appealed to me.
Yeah, it's it's good.
All right. Okay.
What we'll do is we'll have a look at the next one on the list, which is Mr. Knopfler.
I'm sorry, I left the K off. I think I'm glad you.
No, well, I always accidentally on purpose put in the K's.
No, I know. Well, I'm glad you found it. I thought you might have a trouble, but I think anyway, that's good. Now, this is I think a very interesting song, very good song.
Yeah,
it's a song about the guest workers going mainly from Newcastle in England to be guest workers in Germany at the time of the great coal strike in the early 80s.
Oh, okay.
In England, which mainly affected Newcastle and the Geordie sort of territory there.
Yeah.
And it's just retelling what actually happened, where a whole lot of Brit workers took off for Germany and got plenty of work there, and sort of found life to their satisfaction. And he just describes all that, I think, in a pretty effective way.
Great. So is he just a single performer? Usually, is he? Did he?
No. I'm sorry. I should. Mark Knopfler is the is the leader of a group called Dire Straits.
Oh, okay. Whoops, I should have known that.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dire Straits, which was a group very popular in the 70s and 80s.
I've certainly heard of Dire Straits, but I just didn't sort of make the full connection there.
Yeah, sure.
I probably should have known.
Well,
there'll be people rolling their eyes thinking, where's this person live? I'm sorry, folks. I hibernate.
Not at all. This track doesn't involve Dire Straits, I think.
Okay.
But there is a group there. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, fine.
But I really like it. It's from an album. It was recorded in quite a while ago. The album's called Rag Picker's Dream, and this is, I think, the best track on it.
Sounds
but
good.
it's all about the lyrics, really. But I think that the whole effect of it is pretty good.
Sounds great.
We had no way staying afloat. We had to leave on a ferry boat. Economic refugees on the run to Germany. We had the back of Maggie's hand. Times were tough in Geordie land. Got our tools and work and gear and humped it all from Newcastle to here. Why I'm traveling boys in the dust and dirt and the reckoning noise. Drills and hammers, diggers and picks, mixing concrete, laying bricks. There's English, Irish, Scots, the lot. United Nations, what we've got. Brickies, chippies, every trade, German building, British made. Maggie's farm, had a way down the Audubon, mine support at Cabin Bay, or a bunk in innocent hut and stay. There's plenty Deutschmarks here to earn, and German tarts are wunderschön. German beer is chemical free. Germany's our with me. Sometimes I miss my river time, but you're my pretty Fraulein. Tonight we'll drink the old town dry, keep our spirit levels high.
Mr. Knopfler and Why I Man. There we go.
I should have said Why I Man is just Geordie speak for an emphatic yes.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's what it
means. I was wondering. Yeah, but quite a story, and and great account. So
it's all there. It's all there.
Yeah,
so
it's an important historical statement.
Plenty Deutschmarks for us to earn, and German Tarts are wunderschön.
Oh my gosh! Okay, incredible. Mr. Knopfler.
Yes.
Yeah, so he obviously wrote that too.
Oh yes, he wrote that.
Yeah. Oh, it's very good. I mean, look, it's that's the thing. It's the story, and the cycle of the song just keeps people in that sort of cycle of engagement, I suppose.
The bit that said we had the back of Maggie's hand. That was about Margaret Thatcher.
I was going to say, it would be about Maggie Thatcher. Yeah,
it was. It was.
That's right. Well, that's a very contentious event. Wasn't it?
With the strike, and she wouldn't give in, and there's a lot of them shipped out.
That's right. The Iron Lady.
That's the one.
And then they got all these non-union workers in, and it got very complicated, didn't it?
Oh yeah. But the guest workers were very well looked after, I think.
Okay.
And they certainly earned good money.
I'm sure they did. But yes, a lot of dispossessed people, and a passionate story and a powerful story. Yeah, good one. Well, thank you for that. That was not on my radar at all, so it's nice to hear. And now I know that Dire Straits and Mike Knopfler.
Yeah, right. Okay.
God, I should have known that. That's probably that's pop music 101.
There were two Geordie master pop writers and singers.
Yep.
At that time.
Right.
One was Mark Knopfler and with Dire Straits, and the other one was Sting. With the Police.
Yes, I'm aware of Sting. I've got a few of his albums here.
Yeah.
Kate's really.
Well, he had probably more successful career than Mark, but they're both. There's even a song where they did a duet together.
Oh, really? Okay.
Called "Money for Nothing."
Oh, right. Very good. Yes. One thing that impressed me about Mr. Sting is he played a fretless bass.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And so you have to have a very good sense of pitch to play a fretless bass.
Oh, you certainly would. You like playing a violin.
Yes, it's right. Or the instrument I play, you have to...
or a cello, indeed, yes.
Yes, or similar length fingerboard. But yes, you got to be right in the right spot.
Yeah, you don't get a second chance, do you?
You don't. You can't be a millimetre out. You've got to know.
That's right.
You've got to have a good sense of geographic placement. But anyhow, I thought Mr. Sting did very well as a bass player. But yeah, but look, so Mr. Knopfler was the lead guitarist, wasn't he?
Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
Told about the Police.
Oh yeah.
That was his group. It's called the Police.
Yeah.
And there was it was at a Rolling Stones concert. They're getting ready to set up to play, and they're setting up their stuff. And one of the roadies comes in and said, "The police are here."
Oh, right.
And Keith Richards got all his dope.
He had all his hashish.
Put it down the toilet, and then they found out it was the group.
Yeah, the police, the band were probably lining up for it. Yeah,
that's right.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Love stories like that. Yeah. It reminds me of that story of Louis Armstrong, because he was a compulsive hashish smoker all his life. That's why he had a gravelly voice. And apparently he was going through with President Nixon through the terminus, or Johnson, I think it was. He says, Mr. Johnson, you hold this trumpet case. And he gave the trumpet case to he had two trumpet cases. One of them was full of hashish and the other had a trumpet in it. And he gave the one with all of the drugs to the president to walk through with. So, it's probably apocryphal, but
I
like
and of course he knew that the customs wouldn't check what the president had.
That's right. Yes. But no, the Police were. I mean, they made some huge hits, wasn't there? And then of course Sting went out on his own. And he's still doing stuff. In fact, he even did some Renaissance songs songs from John Dowland.
He did indeed. Yes,
On the
well done.
lute.
Yes.
Now, we'll have to feature those one night. I had a friend who was in New York and went to one of those concerts with Sting, singing Renaissance songs.
Yeah, yeah.
And he wrote to me, he said, well, Sting emoted. So he's very good at ... emoting. So I don't think he was that excited by Sting's voice, but that's okay.
No, I don't think he sang with the best of.
No,
I think people did sing it, but at least he had a go.
He
I
had
don't
a
think
go.
he did it.
Good luck to him. And look, that's the idea. I think well, I have to have a listen, but I think he might have hooked some of the notes. But that's the way they did it. And it's all about fusion. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. So here we go. So from Mark Knopfler to Sting to Dire Straits.
We get around.
We do. But look, thank you for that. That was good. So we got more. We've got Chuck Berry and... this is Johnny B. Good.
Chuck Berry and Little Richard, as I recall.
Yes, that's right. They've got a couple of tracks here.
This is just to mark the birth of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Or when it hit big time.
Mm-hmm.
And these are two of my favourite rockers and rollers. They're both black. They both. Chuck wrote very good songs. He actually had some meaningful lyrics in some of his rock songs. They're certainly more literate and cleverer than most of the other rock lyrics.
Sure.
Which are pretty basic.
Yes.
But I love Little Richard's voice. It's just it could be a very good bluesy voice if you wanted it to be.
Sure. I have a feeling that Jamie brought in a transcription record of Little Richard being interviewed in Australia at one point, I think.
Yes, I think you're right.
I think so. We'll have to check in with him about that because that was a really interesting program. And it was sort of right at that point, the birth of rock and roll. It was really sort of historically significant. But, we can check that one out. But let's have a listen to Chuck Berry with Johnny B. Good. I think this was probably his number one hit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Energy, Chuck Berry from 1959.
That was on the recording that was sent out in the Voyager space probe.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So that was a representation of the 20th century popular music, was it?
Yeah,
Wow,
absolutely.
They chose that one. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a story about that after 50 years of travelling, we got a message back from an outer-lying part of the galaxy sent by people who had actually picked up on this Voyager probe and opened it up and had examined the contents, you see.
Yeah.
And everyone was holding their breath waiting to find out what the message was that they'd sent us a message. And they opened it up, and fortunately they put in a similar equipment to what we sent with a little tape recorder. And they put the message on, and it said, "Send more Chuck Berry."
I was wondering if it might be wop ba woo up or wop bam wham. You know? Okay, that was Tutti Frutti, wasn't it, Elvis? But
yeah, that was Tutti. But Steve, you're amazing.
Here we go. So that's an anecdote, but that's very good. I enjoyed hearing about Chuck Berry. Of course, he's a household name. He's a seminal figure, and of course now we've got the other. He's off-sider, Mr. Little Richard, and a track called Long Tall Sally. This is off a TV appearance, I think. So this will be good. 1956, Little Richard, who only died last year, quite recently,
something like that.
It wasn't long ago.
Now here's that real solid band of rock and roll, Little Richard and Long Tall Sally.
He claimed he has a misery, but he having a lot of fun, oh baby. Yes, baby. Ooh, baby. Having me some fun tonight. Yeah. Well, Long Tall Sally, she's built a species guy. Everything that Uncle John need, oh baby. Yes, baby. Ooh, baby. Having me some fun tonight. Yeah. Well, the song Uncle John with bald head Sally. We saw Aunt Mary coming and he ducked back in the alley, oh baby. Yes, baby. Ooh, baby. Having me some fun tonight. Yeah. Well, Long Tall Sally, she's built species guy. Everything that Uncle John need, oh baby. Yes, baby. Ooh, baby. Having me some fun tonight. Yeah. Well, I saw Uncle John with bald head Sally. He saw Aunt Mary coming and he ducked back in the alley, oh baby. Yes, baby. Ooh, baby. Having me some fun tonight. Yeah. We're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Ooh, have some fun tonight. Everything's alright. Have some fun. Have me some fun tonight.
Little Richard, Long Tall Sally, 1956. What incredible energy he has.
Yeah, I know. Now, listening to that just reminded me of the connection that I think you mentioned the other day between rock and roll and that boogie that we were playing last week.
Yes, that's right. We were playing some early boogie.
Yeah, that bass could have been a boogie bass, just as it really was. Really.
It is, very much so. It's straight out of that tradition, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But listening to him sing, it reminds me of James Brown and the Soul Singers.
That's what I say. He could just as easily be that. You know, he could do that just as well.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's really interesting sort of looking at the birth of rock and roll and hearing people like that, because it very much draws out of blues. You hear the blues shouting, as you say, the boogie woogie, that rockabilly sort of synthesis. And then I suppose it came into its own in around that time, and the likes of Bill Haley and Elvis Presley later on.
Elvis, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
But he's an incredible artist. He's got an amazing voice.
He has.
That rawness, those overtones, is just...
I know.
It's amazing.
You wonder how the vocal cords would stand up.
I just wonder how they would, because he's just abusing his voice so much. But he's getting away with it. Yeah, and amazing character. I mean, amazing personality. It's extraordinary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, that's compelling. I hadn't actually seen one of his videos before, but it was good to see. And I think he's the artist who, Jamie's got a. I think it was on the Bob Dyer show, or one of those shows.
Yeah. Gee,
yeah.
Wow.
And he came out to Australia. And I think there was sort of an issue, something like an epiphany he'd had, or he just turned to God or something like that, and he was sort of in a reflective state. So he was actually quite forthcoming about his feelings and where he was going emotionally. So
yes, he was. It was something to do where he thought his life was in danger.
I think so.
And he said I can't remember whether it was a plane turbulence or something, but he said, and he said to God, if you let me live, I'll devote the rest of my life to you.
That's right.
And at one point in his life, he actually became a reverend.
How interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he did a lot of study for it or anything. You just declare yourself a reverend.
Yes, in that sort of evangelical tradition.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right. He had an epiphany. You're right. Yes, I do remember hearing that. Yes, it was on the plane, and suddenly he became. He's sort of very, very driven, but you get a sense of his incredible passion, amazing performance. That was like nothing I've seen for a long time. I've really seen.
He gave it 110%.
Yeah, I've never even seen Elvis perform like that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, he does perform. He's very passionate too. He's very out there. But this was really something else. Yeah. Real showman. But but excellent, Little Richard. Okay, well, we continue. Let's have a look. There's more, and they're all interesting, or they all look interesting, and I had a sneak sample of a few of them, but I So this one here, here we go. Andrew's Sisters, the Rum and Coca-Cola.
Now, this is a very good take on what was happening during the war with GIs and a lot of money going all over the place.
Sure.
And these were talking about GIs. Mm-hmm. This is talking about GIs having leave in the West Indies or in Trinidad.
Okay.
And told it like it was.
Okay, very good. All right, let's have a listen. Andrew's Sisters from the immediate post-war period, I suppose.
Yeah, well, no, during the war, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was recorded in 1944, so...
Oh, really? Okay, very good.
If you ever go down Trinidad, they make you feel so very glad. Calypso sing and make up rhyme, guarantee you one real good fine time. Drinking rum and Coca-Cola, go down Point Cumana, both mother and daughter, working for the Yankee dollar. If a Yankee comes to Trinidad, they got the young girls all going mad. Young girls say they treat 'em nice, make Trinidad like paradise. Drinking rum and Coca-Cola, go down Point Cumana, both mother and daughter, working for the Yankee dollar. Oh, you vex me, you vex me. Chick carry to Mona's Isle, native girls all dance and smile. Helps Ocha celebrate his leave, makes every day like New Year's Eve. Drinking rum and Coca-Cola, go down Point Cumana, both mother and daughter, working for the Yankee dollar. It's a fact, man, it's a fact. In old Trinidad I also fear the situation is mighty queer. Like the Yankee girls, the natives swoon when she heard her bingle croon. Drinking rum and Coca-Cola, go down Point Kumana. Both mother and daughter working for the Yankee dollar. Out on Manzanella Beach, GI romance with native peach. All night long make tropic love. The next day sit in hot sun and cool off, drinking rum and Coca-Cola. Go down Point Kumana. Both mother and daughter working for the Yankee dollar. It's a fact, man, it's a fact. Rum and Coca-Cola. Rum and Coca-Cola. Working for the Yankee dollar.
Recreational wartime sentiment. The Andrews Sisters and Rum and Coca-Cola. Very high
It was
quality.
banned for a while on radio.
Was it really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, it's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
it was a fairly obvious reference to what was happening, but you know, it was. It couldn't have been banned for too long because I remember hearing it as a little kid and trying to work out what the words meant.
Okay. Right. So it was given a fair bit of airplay here, was it?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of GIs here. Yeah.
Oh, you bet. And not very popular with it. There's a lot of wives of Australian, a lot of husbands of Australian women.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah, well, that's quite interesting socially, isn't it? It sort of does capture the spirit of the times. It's a real snapshot recording, as are the others actually. When you think of the birth of rock and roll as well.
Yeah, well, that's what I was sort of.
Yeah,
that was the idea.
That's right. The idea is to sort of profile important social, events and changes, and that was great. Yeah, it's sort of one of their most popular. But it's nice to hear it in Phi. Actually, that sounds really good.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's probably from the original.
Yeah, that was a later recording, I think.
It might be a little bit later, but it sounds really good. Yeah. Nice.
Oh yeah, it sounded better actually, as you say. It was. I love the trumpet obligato.
Yes,
that's going on.
Yes, very Caribbean.
Very Caribbean,
yes,
but in a fairly subdued sort of way.
Yeah.
You know,
definitely
subtle. Bit of subtlety there.
Certainly is. Yeah. That's good. Excellent. Andrews Sisters. Well, look, I should play more Andrews Sisters because I do like them.
They are very good. We're a bit beguiled by the Bosleys, aren't we?
I know the Bosleys sort of get the Guernsey because they're just so amazing, and and I'm sort of stuck in the 30s a bit. But look, that's okay. We see. I'm expanding now. See, this is all opening up new horizons. You're opening up trapdoors. You're providing the key, so we'll have new points of reference. We'll keep moving, and we'll have a listen to Yumi Sumac. Now, this is.
Oh yes.
Now this sounds interesting because you mentioned her the other day, I think.
Yeah, the point in time that this is marking for me, and this is, I guess, a bit of a personal thing, is that when I first heard microgroove recordings back in the early 50s, it was on a program called, I'm pretty sure it was called The Magic of Microgroove.
Oh, this is what you mentioned with Mr. Masters.
Yes, John Masters. That's right.
Yeah, I want to hear an episode. Yeah. Someone out there in Radioland, send me an episode of The Magic of Microgroove. I want to hear it.
Yeah. It was on Sundays. It was on Sundays in the afternoon from about 1 till about 3. And he'd play a track that would go for 20 minutes, to show what you could do with the records, and he explained how they went at 33 and the third, and how they weren't made of shellac, and he said they weren't breakable. Well, they're not really breakable, but you can still damage them. But they were said to be, and indeed they were the next big thing, at the time.
Sure. Wow. So, and he profiled some of Ms. Sumac.
Of Emma Sumac, yes. She'd come out on on a microgroove recording, and he played it. And I remember thinking at the time, I was just a kid, but I remember thinking, what an incredible voice.
Yeah, she had like a 5-octave range, I think.
Yeah, she did.
She did. There's a recording online. I did look her up last week after you first mentioned her.
Yes, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, there's a recording of her matching a flute. She must have had perfect pitch, and I'll dig it up after this and see if we can play that as well, because it'd be nice to hear. Yeah.
She was a Peruvian princess.
That's what they
allegedly.
Said. Right. Okay. Well,
I think she probably was. I've heard interviews with her. She's been around for a lot. She didn't die all that long ago, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
she had a long life.
That's great. And significance of this particular song, I think it's called Chunko or Chuncho.
I have no idea.
Maybe it's maybe it's a folk song. Maybe it's something.
Yeah,
from her,
very likely it is.
Her
yeah,
heritage.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, well, we'll have a listen to Miss Sumac, Yuma Sumac. Wow, what a sound world.
She's certainly different.
She certainly is different. And what a fascinating sort of imagination. I mean, it's all improvised and it's folk inspired, and it's just like one remarkable soliloquy. It's out there with every vocal technique known, just in sort of freewheeling. It seems it's fascinating. A lot of harmonics and extreme range. Wow, gosh. And there's those earthy sounds that she made.
Yeah.
That was quite staggering. I was really taken with that performance, and it's not sort of the standard, 50s fare. That's something quite sort of culturally deep, I imagine. Here's a recording of her doing a duet with a flute, and it says here insane harmonisation. Well, I have to agree. I did have a listen. It's off a TV special, but it's really quite incredible.
Okay.
And there we go. It's just next to it.
Amazing.
Isn't that incredible? What virtuosity.
She has so many voices, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. Incredible range and incredible sense of pitch. Well, I think we might have to devote a program to her at some point. I'll seek out some other recordings. I noticed there's a Queen of the Night with her, which would be interesting to listen to.
Wow.
I think it's a... I can play it. It's... I have a feeling it's a Queen of the Night with a contemporary setting, so it'll be interesting. All right, we'll have a listen, and it's not long. And here she is again, and yes, it'll be an interesting discovery.
Magica flute of Mozart. I will sing the aria Queen of the Night, but this time as a mambo.
Lengua de perno, sentami nel petto, ma giranetto, intorno a me, col fellón, estamos con que en el coro, se ora un amore, e che mi amore non è, se non si è cercato.
It's pretty
Yeah,
astonishing.
Claire de Lune thrown in as well.
Oh, yeah, double offering. What a voice. What an incredible voice. It's staggering, really. She's got a real roundness right through all her range. And
she does. She does.
It's really quite a beautiful voice.
None of it is forced, is it?
No, not at all. No, it's really remarkable. Well, I have to find out more about her. I think she sort of mainly addressed her folk tradition and popular styles. I don't think she was on the stage as an opera singer much, or
no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think, as you say, I think she really stuck to her folk roots fairly largely.
Yes, it seems that way. But she could have done anything with that voice. I mean, that's staggering. I'm spellbound. That really high pitch. It's fascinating that she can sort of.
It's perfect. She can just right up into the sixth octave. It is.
That's right.
It's incredible.
It is just seamless. It just sort of floats. Yeah. It's
no strain, no sign of strain.
No, not at all. It's a liquid voice from top to tail. Incredible. And even that low...
And down deep, she's incredible low voice.
Yes, she does. She's got a really deep, beautiful resonance. So, wow, what an artist. So thank you for introducing Miss Sumac. That's brilliant. And we'll certainly follow on and do more missions on her. In fact, I'll spend some time and just discover her a bit, I think. So that's excellent. Yeah, well, speaking of sort of high-pitched instruments, I might write out the missions today with that recording that Kate made today. And,
please, yes.
I think it might be a nice way to finish. And
lovely.
I want to encourage her to do this more often, and hopefully
do tell her how much we enjoyed it, please.
Yeah, I will. I'll certainly mention that to her. And
that, totally meant, because it's very easy to say, oh yes, it was very good. But I love the flute, and I love hearing solo flute well played as she did.
Yeah, thank you. I'll certainly pass that on to her. And no, I'm really excited that to hear that she's practicing so much, and the improvements are just really quite lovely to see. So and hear. So I think if she's got some sort of goals to work towards, I said she's welcome any time to put something down, and we'll play it here. So we'll wind up with that, and hopefully tomorrow, all being well, we'll be back at our usual arrangement. So
yes, I'll listen to you talking to Gus if he'll be on,
yes, that's right. Yes, all being, I can't see why not. I think that should, transmitters notwithstanding, it should all be fine tomorrow. So we'll have a bit of a chin wag. I'm keen to speak to him about the orchids, because now local park, there's been 2 orchids have come up of late, and they're abundant, and they're incredible, beautiful little flowers.
Oh, he'll know.
He'll know them.
He'll know.
And so I'm interested to hear in his little linear park whether he's experiencing the same thing. But I've been walking there every day and watching these orchids, and they're just remarkable, beautiful.
Oh, there you go.
Very delicate flowers. All right.
Excellent.
Well, thank you, Frank, as always.
Thank you, Steve, as always.
Yeah, it's been great fun, and I really did enjoy the list. And yes, I'm sort of becoming partly converted to the country sphere.
We'll work on you, Steve. We'll continue
please. Look, I do have an open mind. I don't mind. It's only this Square Dancing Records. Jimmy Vickers.
I don't actually own any Square Dancing records.
No, and I only think of them because I always, as I said, I always had to hold hands with a girl with the sweaty palms.
Well, as Wayne said, in a way, it's a good sign, because it means she's not aroused. That's not what I mean.
No.
She's excited. She's excited to meet you.
Probably completely nervous and horrified. I think it's a different sort of excitement. I don't think it's that horrible thing when you're prepubescent and no one wants to be
horrible? There. Oh God, how well I remember.
And then suddenly everything changes almost overnight.
The penny drops.
It does. Yes.
Life it's not the only thing that drops.
Exactly. And life changes forever. Anyhow.
That's right.
Well, thanks again. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Take care.
And you too.
Yes.
And we'll catch you
Yeah.
next time. So we'll wind up with this one now. I think I've just got to get the channel strip open. And
Right. VK3JR on Zoom. I don't suppose I have to do my call sign if I'm not on the
not
radio.
officially,
but I will say
but no, it's all fine. And
Why not? Why not tell them who I am here?
I think it's a good
I'm
idea.
VK3JR. Yes.
Indeed, and I'm VK3SL, thanking the listener, and we'll look forward to your company next time.
Indeed.
Okay.
I'll drop off.